Hello and welcome to another episode on the channel. My name is Dean Cothill and really wonderful to be with you today. Please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button and leave a comment in the comment section. Would love to hear where you're watching from. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the content creation process and 3 key ideas that I believe we should focus on when creating a workflow for our creative processes, whether in creative teams, working with our pastors, and making sure that from start to finish, it's a team effort and that we really go through this process winning and keeping a smile on our faces, high-fiving each other all along the way. The first step of these 3 C's that I'm going to focus on is the word creative. The first part of our content creation strategy is the creative process. Now, the creative process is as colorful and as wonderful and bright as we can possibly imagine. This is where we dream. This is where there is food, there is coffee, there is good music, that we dream, and every idea in the world is possible. We paint the walls, we put up sticky notes, we put up posters, and we dream. With all that we have, there are no rules, and we come up with every idea possible. We throw some things onto the wall and we see what sticks. The second C in this 3-step process is the word content. So the first one was creative, the second one is content. Now that we've had a creative conversation, we need to figure out what type of content is going to come out of those creative conversations. So if we're dreaming a film, the content in this process will be video. We can then begin to unpack what that means and what that looks like. If we're dreaming about a big film, there's probably going to be photos also. As we begin to unpack the type of content that we're going to use, this is going to begin to add the flesh to the structure that we have created in the dream world, in the creative world, where we had all these massive ideas. Content is going to begin to put the flesh onto the structure that we are going to place into our third C column, which is going to be our communication channels. Our channels are going to be our social media and digital media and our copy and print media channels. So if we want to print a bunch of things, whether it's copy or digital images or graphics or photos, and we're going to put up posters, that content is going to be plugged into those channels. Our creative world also suggests that there should be some stage design. So content is our stage design, and we're going to then plug that onto our stage because we're going to add the various forms of content onto our interior design platforms. Video then you can begin to, as another example, unpack, because video could be placed on YouTube as a long form video, but we can also cut that up into a few smaller videos that we would want to place on other social media channels. So here you have 3 C's. The first C is creative, where there are no rules, and it is as bright and loud and colorful and full of food and coffee as you could ever imagine. Content begins to narrow it down a little bit, and we begin to put the pieces of the puzzle together as we add flesh to the structures and the dreams that we had imagined in the creative process. And lastly, those pieces of content can be plugged into specific channels to be pushed out into our digital world, as well as into our on-site and in our literal streets that lead to our church buildings and the streets of our town. If it's about handing out flyers or postcards or little business card invites to an event, all 3 of those things work together to create our content creation workflow. I hope that you found that helpful. Please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button if you would like to come along for the ride, and leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. See you tomorrow.